Jai Shri Ram, Jai Bajrang Bali. Dear devotees, today we begin a new divine journey, a journey into the sacred words of Hanuman Ashtak, composed by the great saint Goswami Tulsidas Ji, the same divine poet who gifted the world the Hanuman Chalisa, Ramcharitmanas. The word Ashtak means 8 verses, and in these 8 verses, Tulsidas Ji pour out his heart in devotion to Lord Hanuman, describing his strength, his courage, and his boundless love for Lord Rama. Each verse of Hanuman Ashtak is not just a poem, it is a powerful prayer, a shield of protection, and a source of energy for every devotee who recite it with faith. It reminds us that when the storms of life surround us, when fear or failure seems so strong, the name of Hanuman Ji brings courage, clarity, and divine strength. Hanuman Ashtak is believed to remove obstacles, destroy negativity, and fill the heart with devotion and confidence. It is said that when a devotee chants these verses with full surrender, Lord Hanuman himself stands beside them, guarding, guiding, and blessing them. In this series, we will understand each verse deeply, not just by words, but by their divine essence. We will explore what Tulsidas Ji truly meant, the stories behind these lines, and how these ancient teachings still hold meaning in our modern lives. So, my dear friends and devotee, sit peacefully, open your heart, and let the divine presence of Lord Hanuman fill your soul, because this is not just a recitation, it is an experience of faith, a connection of the soul, and the path to divine strength. Let us now begin our sacred journey into the Hanuman Ashtak, the hymn of devotion, courage, and unshakable faith. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman. बाल समय रवि भक्ष लियो तब, तीनों लोक भयो अंधियारो, ताही सो त्रास भयो जग को, यह संकट काहू सो जात न टारो। देवन आनी करी बिनती तब, छाड़ दियो रवि कष्ट निवारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि, संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। When Lord Hanuman was just a small child, full of divine energy and innocence, a remarkable event took place. One day, little Hanuman looked up at the shining sun and thought it was a ripe, glowing fruit hanging in the sky. Without a second thought, with the playfulness of a child and the power of God, he leapt high into the heaven and swallowed the sun, the complete sun. In that moment, darkness spread across all three worlds, the heaven, the earth, and the underworld. The entire creation was covered in the shadow. The gods, human, and all living beings trembled in fear. What has happened to the light of the world? This was a crisis unlike any other. The universe itself seemed to stop. No one could think of a way to bring back the sun. Even mighty gods felt helpless. Then all the devas came together and prayed to the young Hanuman with folded hands. O child of wind, O divine Vanara, please release the sun and free the world from this suffering. Hearing their humble prayers, the compassionate Hanuman smiled and released the sun, restoring light and life to the universe once again. From that day on, the whole world knew that Hanuman was not an ordinary being. He was the one who could remove the greatest of troubles, the one who could bring light where there was a darkness, the one whom we lovingly call Sankat Mochan. Sankat Mochan means the remover of all difficulties and destroyer of sorrows. Tulsidas Ji beautifully remind us here that even as a child, Hanuman's divine power and mercy were beyond imagination. When no one else could help, Hanuman became the savior of the universe. And that's why devotees across the world chant his name when they face difficulties. Because when every door seems closed, Hanumanji opens the door of hope. So whenever darkness surrounds your life, remember the first words of Hanuman Ashtak. Remember that the same Hanuman who once brought back the sun, and also he can bring light into your heart and into your path. जय श्री हनुमान। बाल की त्रास कपीस बसे गिरी, जात महाप्रभु पंथ निहारो, चौकी महामुनि साप दियो तब, चाहिए कौन विचार विचारो, के दिज रूप लिवाए महाप्रभु, सो तुम दास के शोक निवारो, को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि, संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। So in this verse, Goswami Tulsidas Ji beautifully remind us of Lord Hanuman's unmatched bravery, wisdom, and compassion. He says, when mighty Lord Hanuman lived on the mountain to stay away from Bali's fearsome rule, even then his eyes constantly searched the path of Lord Ram. Hanuman's heart longed to meet his beloved master, Prabhu Shri Ram. Tulsidas Ji paints a touching image. Hanuman Ji, though powerful beyond imagination, chose patience and devotion over pride. He waited humbly, his gaze fixed on the path, knowing that one day Lord Ram would arrive and his true purpose would begin. Then, when the great sage Mahamuni cursed Bali, the events unfolded exactly as destiny had planned. For Hanumanji knew that the time was near when he would meet his Lord and serve him with complete surrender. Tulsidas Ji says, what need is there to overthink divine's plan? The Lord's timing is always perfect. Later, when the moment came, Hanumanji took the form of humble Brahmin, Dvij humble Brahmin, to approach Lord Rama and help him. Through his devotion, intelligence, and service, he became the destroyer of sorrow, not just for Rama, but for every devotee who seek his refuge. And Tulsidas Ji lovingly conclude, who in this world does not know you, O Hanuman? Your very name, Sankat Mochan, means the one who removes all trouble. Whoever remember you with a pure heart, their fear disappear, their paths become clear, and their life fills with divine strength. So this verse celebrate Hanuman's humility and devotion even before meeting Lord Rama. It teaches us that true strength lies in patience and faith, not in pride. It reminds us that God's timing is perfect. When we walk the path of faith, everything unfolds as it should. And above all, it assures us that Hanumanji is the eternal remover of sorrow, Sankat Mochan, who always protects his devotee. So, dear devotee, let us remember when life feels uncertain and when fear clouds our heart, simply chant his name divine, Jai Sankat Mochan Hanuman Ji ki Jai. Because wherever his name is spoken with love, sorrow, and ends, then all the sorrows ends and faith begins. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman. अंगद के संग लेन गए से, खोज कपीस यह बैन उचारो। जीवत न बची हो हम सो जो, बिन सुध लाए यह पग धारो। हेरी थके तट सिंधु सबे तब, लाए सिया सुधी प्राण उबारो। और को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि, संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। When Mother Sita was taken away by Ravana, Lord Rama sent a group of brave warriors, the Vanara Sena, to search for her. Among them were Angad, Jamvan, and the mighty Hanuman. As they stood at the shore of the great ocean, Lord Hanuman, the commander of all monkey, the Kapis, spoke with deep determination. Until we find Mother Sita, until we bring back the news of her well being, we shall not return alive. These were not just words, they were a vow of devotion, a promise made with his soul. All the Vanras searched far and wide, crossing forest, mountain, and rivers. But soon they grew tired and hopeless, standing helpless at the edge of vast ocean. It was then that Hanuman Ji, inspired by the blessing of Jamvan, realized his own divine power. He leapt across the mighty ocean, not for a fame, not for a glory, but for the love of his Lord and the honor of his mission. He reached Lanka, found Mother Sita in the Ashok Vatika, consoled her with words of courage, and brought back the sacred news to Lord Rama. This verse celebrates that the divine moment when Hanuman not only saved Sita Mata's message but also restored the faith and spirit of the entire army. He became the lifesaver, the hope bringer, and the destroyer of despair. And Tulsidas Ji lovingly asked, who in this world does not know, O Hanuman, that your name still itself means Sankat Mochan, the remover of all difficulties. Dear devotee, this verse reminds us that Hanumanji's power lies not in his strength alone, but in his devotion and determination. When our hearts are pure and our purpose is noble, even the impossible becomes possible. Just like Hanumanji crossing the ocean for the love of his Lord. So, whenever you feel lost or helpless, remember this verse. Call upon Sankat Mochan, and like Hanumanji, you too will find the strength to cross your own ocean of challenges. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman. रावण त्रास देई सिय को सब, राक्षसी सो कहीं शोक निवारो। ताहि समय हनुमान महाप्रभु, जाय महारजनीचर मारो। चाहत से अशोक सो आगसो, दे प्रभु मुद्रिका शोक निवारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि, संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। At this moment, Saint Tulsidas Ji remind us of that touching scene from the Ramayana when Mother Sita was held captive in Lanka by the demon king Ravana. Ravana tried every trick to frighten and tempt her, but Sita Mata, firm in her devotion, refused to give in. Surrounded by the cruel demons, insulted days and night, her heart was filled with sorrow. And then came the sacred moment when the Lord own messenger, Hanumanji, the Mahaprabhu, appeared in the Ashok Vatika. He saw the pain of Mother Sita, the fire of faith still burning in her eyes. To comfort her, Hanumanji first spoke gently, reminding her of Lord Rama's unending love, and then to remove her sorrow completely, he gave her the ring, Mudrika, of Lord Rama, the divine sign that her Lord had not forgotten her, that rescue was near, and that faith would soon trump over fear. At that time, Hanumanji also destroyed many of Ravana's mighty warriors, showing that when dharma is threatened, the divine always rises to protect it. Though this verse Tulsidas Ji tell us who in this world again does not know your name, O Hanumanji, you are the Sankat Mochan, the remover of all troubles. When despair surrounds us, when hope seems lost, calling your name fills our heart with strength and light. Just as you wiped away the sorrow of Mother Sita, you too remove the grief of every devotee who remember you with love. This verse reminds us that whenever life feels dark and hopeless, we must remember even Sita Mata faced sorrow, but faith never left her heart. Hanumanji comes to those who keep faith even in tears. His name Sankat Mochan itself means the one who destroy all difficulty. By chanting his name with love, we invite the same divine courage into our own lives. So, my dear devotee, these words tell us that faith and devotion can turn even sorrow into strength. Just like Hanumanji brought light to Sita Mata in the darkest hour, he can bring peace and courage to every heart that calls upon him with love. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Sankat Mochan, Jai Hanuman. बान लगे उर लक्ष्मण के तब प्राण तजे सुत रावण मारो ले गए वैद्य सुसैन समेत तबे गिरि द्रोण सुबीर उपारो आन संजीवन हाथ दिए तब लक्ष्मण के तुम प्राण उबारो को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो. So in this verse, the moment in the great war of Lanka, a dreadful scene took place. When Lakshman, the beloved brother of Lord Rama, was struck in the chest by a deadly arrow from the Meghnath, the mighty son of Ravana, he fell unconscious on the battlefield. His breath weakened, his life seemed to slip away. The atmosphere grew silent, even the wind stopped for that moment. Lord Rama, the Supreme Lord himself, stood beside his brother, his eyes filled with pain. The entire army trembled in sorrow. It was then that Lord Hanuman, the embodiment of devotion and strength, stepped forward with unshakable faith. Following the advice of the great physician Sushen, Hanumanji flew across the vast ocean towards the Himalayas in the search of Sanjeevani herb, a divine plant with the power to bring the dead back to life. But when he reached the mountain called Dronagiri, he could not recognize the exact herb among thousands of others. So, in this divine wisdom and determination, Hanumanji did not waste a moment. He lifted the entire mountain upon his mighty shoulder and flew back to Lanka with it. There he placed the mountain before Sushen, who prepared the herb and touched it to the Lakshman's body. In that sacred moment, life returned, and Lakshman opened his eyes once again. Can there be any greater act of devotion and courage? Who in this world does not know, O Hanuman Ji, that you are the Sankat Mochan, the remover of all trouble, the savior in times of despair, and the symbol of divine faith and boundless energy. Even today, when anyone, when life feels dark and hopeless, the name of Hanuman Ji brings new life to our heart, just as he restored life to the Lakshman on that battlefield. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman. रावण युद्ध अजान कियो तब नाग की फांस सबे सिर डारो श्री रघुनाथ समेत सबे दल मोह भयो यह संकट भारो आन खगेश तबे हनुमान जी बंधन काट सुत्रास निवारो को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो. So, dear devotee, when the great battle between Lord Rama and Ravana was at its peak, the Ravana used his mystical power to perform a secret and powerful ritual. From that ritual, venomous serpents born of dark magic appeared and swiftly coiled around Lord Rama, Lakshmana, and the entire Vanara army. Each warrior was tightly bound, unable to move or even lift their weapon. The battlefield, once roaring with courage, suddenly fell into a fearful silence. Even Shri Raghunath Ji, Lord Rama, was trapped. The divine hero himself appeared momentarily bound by a destiny's test. The entire army was struck with illusion and helplessness. It was a heavy crisis, the kind of moment where even the strongest heart tremble at that moment of despair. Hanuman Ji, the divine servant of Lord Rama, appeared like a blazing light in the darkness. Without hesitation, he called upon the mighty Garuda, the king of all birds and the eternal enemy of serpents. As soon as Garuda arrived, his divine presence and breath destroyed the serpents' poison and broke their bonds. The entire army, including Lord Rama and Lakshmana, was freed, fear vanished, and hope returned. And then Tulsidas Ji lovingly declared, who in this world does not know, O Hanuman, that you are the Sankat Mochan, the one who removes all troubles. These words remind us that no force of darkness can ever overpower the light of Hanuman's devotion and courage. Whenever life binds us in fear, doubt, or weakness, remembering Hanumanji and chanting his name can free us, just as he freed Lord Rama's army from the serpent's grip. Because Hanumanji is not just a warrior, he is the destroyer of all bondage, the remover of all sorrow, and the eternal protector of the faithful. So, when we face our own battle and feel trapped by life's difficulties, let us call upon him with faith and sing Jai Sankat Mochan, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman. बंधु समेत जबे अहिरावन ले रघुनाथ पाताल सिधारो दे बेन्ही पूजी भली विधि सोबल देव सबे मिल मंत्र उचारो जाय सहाय भयो तभी अहिरावन सैन्य समेत संघारो को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो. So in this verse, Tulsidas Ji is saying, once upon a time during the great war of Lanka, a terrifying demon named Ahiravan, the brother of Mahiravan and an ally of Ravana, hatched a dark plan. In the silence of night, using his power of illusion, he secretly abducted Lord Rama and Lakshmana from their camp and carried them deep into the underworld, that is called the Patal Lok. There, Ahiravan intended to offer them as a sacrifice to goddess Kali, believing that by doing so he could please her and gain invincible power. The gods themselves trembled, for even they could not descend into that deep, dark realm of shadows. But when the news reached to Lord Hanuman, the devoted servant of Shri Ram, his heart blazed with divine fury and love. Without a moment's delay, Hanuman ji entered the Patal Lok, breaking through the barrier that even celestial being could not cross. The verses say, when Ahiravan, along with his companion, took Lord Ram to the underworld, and the gods gathered to perform ritual and seek divine help, it was then that Hanumanji appeared as the savior. He destroyed Ahiravan along with his entire army and freed Lord Rama and Lakshmana. Hanumanji's courage knew no bound. In some ancient telling, Hanuman takes the form of Panchamukhi Hanuman, the five-faced form, to extinguish all lives, all five lamps burning in different directions, the source of Ahiravan's life. With this act of divine strength and wisdom, he ended the demon entire dynasty and restored life to the world. Tulsidas Ji concludes the verse by saying, "Who in this entire world does not know you are the Sankat Mochan, the remover of every sorrow and obstacles." This verse reminds us that true devotion and courage can overcome even the deepest darkness whenever life pulls us into a patal loop, means a moment of fear, confusion, or despair. It is Hanumanji's spirit within us that rises, protect, and bring us back into life. He teaches us that no demon, no situation, and no suffering is greater than the power of faith, devotion, and divine strength. When we chant this verse with full surrender, we too invite Hanumanji to become our Sankat Mochan, the one who removes all our obstacles and give us unshakable courage. So, dear devotee, let us bow our head with love and faith, remembering that even in our darkest time, Hanumanji never abandoned us. He is ever awake, ever watchful, ever ready to protect his beloved Ram Bhakt. जय श्री राम, जय संकट मोचन, जय हनुमान जी। काज किए बड़ देवन के तुम, वीर महाप्रभु देख विचारो। कौन सा संकट मोरे गरीब को, जो तुम सो नहीं जात है टारो। बेगी हरो हनुमान महाप्रभु, जो कुछ संकट होए हमारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि, संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। So, dear devotee, in this sacred line, Goswami Tulsidas Ji lovingly reminds us of Hanumanji's divine service and unmatched compassion. He says, "O Mahaprabhu Hanuman, you have already performed such great deeds for the mighty God themselves. So please look upon this poor devotee with kindness." Tulsidas Ji humbly calls himself Garib, not in the terms of wealth, but in the sense of being small, powerless, and dependent on divine grace. He is saying, "O Lord, if you could help the greatest of the gods, how can my small trouble be difficult for you?" Hanumanji is called Veer Mahaprabhu, the supreme hero, the one who tore down arrogance, destroyed demons, and fulfilled Lord Rama's mission with unmatched courage and devotion. From bringing the Sanjeevani Boti from that mountain to rescue Mother Sita, from burning Lanka to calming the fears of his devotee, Hanumanji has always been the protector of those who call upon him. Then Tulsidas ji plead with the more deep emotion, "बेगी हरो हनुमान महाप्रभु, जो कुछ संकट होए हमारो." O Hanuman ji, please remove my trouble immediately, whatever they may be. This is not a demand, it is a cry of love and surrender. It shows the pure faith of devotee who knows that the moment he calls upon Hanumanji with sincere heart, help will arrive without delay. Finally, Tulsidas ji beautifully declares, "को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि, संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो." Who in this world does not know, O Hanuman ji, that your very name means the remover of all troubles. This line fills the heart with hope. Just the remembrance of Hanumanji's name, Sankat Mochan, has the power to destroy fear, pain, and darkness. Through this verse, Tulsidas ji teaches us that no matter how great our problem may seem, we are never truly helpless. If we call upon Hanumanji with devotion, he will stand beside us, removing every obstacle, lighting the path ahead, and filling our love lives with courage and peace. So, whenever you feel afraid, or burdened by life's struggle, remember this verse, close your eyes and chant softly, Sankat Mochan Hanuman. You will feel his divine strength around you. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman. लाल देह लाली लसे आरु धरि लाल लंगूर वज्र देह दानव दलन जय 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 कपिसोर. Tulsidas Ji opens with this beautiful doha, a reverent salutation to the divine form of Lord Hanuman. He says, Lal deh lali lase aru dhare lal langur. O Hanuman Ji, your entire body glows in a radiant red hue like the rising sun, full of divine energy and life. You are adorned in red garments, your face and aura shining with the color of devotion, representing strength, courage, and purity. The color red, lal, here symbolizes power and bhakti, that is devotion. It reminds us that Hanuman Ji's every breath, every action, every drop of energy burns with the fire of love for Lord Rama. His red form is not just a color, it is the flame of devotion that destroyed darkness. Arudhar Lal Langur. Tulsidas ji lovingly call him a langur, a monkey form chosen out of humility. Even though he possesses infinite power, Hanumanji remains ever humble, ever devoted, ever simple. This teaches us that true greatness never boasts, it bows down in service. Then Tulsidas ji praise Hanuman's strength, Vajra Dehe Danav Dalan. O Hanuman, your body is as strong as Vajra, the thunderbolt weapon of Lord Indra. No demon, no negative force, no evil thought can stand before your divine power. You are the destroyer of demons, both the outer demon of the world and the inner demon within our heart, like fear, doubt, and ego. And finally, Tulsidas ji joyfully exclaimed, Jai 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 Kapisur. It means victory, victory, victory to you, O mighty hero among Vanras. May your name be praised in every home, in every heart, and on every tongue. This verse paints a divine image of Hanumanji, a perfect blend of devotion, power, and humility. It reminds us that true strength is born from selfless love, selfless devotion. When we keep our heart pure like Hanuman's, filled with love for divine, no obstacle can shake us. So, whenever you feel weak or surrounded by challenges, remember this image. The red, radiant Hanuman standing tall, his eyes full of compassion, his body is glowing with the energy, his spirit unbreakable. Chanting this doha is like invoking the same inner strength within yourself. The Hanuman Ashtak let us words be our prayer. May the red light of Hanuman's devotion shine in our heart, giving us courage and humility and unwavering faith. Jai Hanuman, Jai Shri Ram. So, my dear devotee and friends, with folded hand and hearts full of gratitude, we have now reached the sacred conclusion of our journey through Hanuman Ashtak, composed by the great saint Goswami Tulsidas Ji. Through these eight powerful verses, we have felt the divine presence of Bajrang Bali, his unmatched strength, his endless devotion to Lord Rama, and his unshakable courage that inspire us to rise again and again in life. Each verse was not just poetry, it was power. Every line carried the vibration of faith, reminding us that whenever Lord Hanuman's name is chanted, fear disappears, negativity burns away, and divine energy awakens within. As we close this sacred series, let us take a moment of silence to thank Lord Hanumanji for his blessing, for his protection, and his guidance in our lives. May his divine red light, the flame of courage, devotion, and wisdom, always glow in our heart, May He give us strength to walk the path of righteousness and faith to face every challenge with a smile. Until we meet again in our next divine series, keep chanting, keep smiling, keep your faith strong. Jai Bajrang Bali, Jai Shri Ram.